Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Talk with Jill. I am Jill Allen, the owner and founder of Jill Allen and Associates, an orthodontic consulting firm dedicated to startup orthodontic practices and doctors and team members who've been in business 8 years or less. If you missed me last time, don't forget to jump back to episode number 2 of our Mindset Mastery series. In that episode, I talked about the importance of evaluating and goal setting for your team. Now that we have reviewed your previous year's goals and evaluated the team, I want to talk to you about you. In a business like orthodontics, you, the orthodontist, is at the center of it all. Ultimately, this can mean that there is a lot of pressure on you. So when you are thinking about goal setting, we have to keep in mind the importance of personal growth as well as professional growth. When I set personal goals, I always try and be realistic with what I can accomplish. Let's talk about a goal that I had for this year, learning to play the guitar. I know, sounds super exciting, and it is something I would love to do. But before I added it to my list this year, I did a little reflection about what it would take for me to actually achieve the goal. This is something that you need to do for yourself when you're thinking about some personal goals that you are going to set for yourself this year. I envision myself completing my goal, actually playing a song on my guitar. This is where all the warm fuzzies and the excitement about the goal begins. But you mustn't get stuck in this step because it is where we can psych ourselves into an unachievable goal. Like, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to actually play, or that sounds really great, but am I actually going to be out in front of anybody? Now I take it a step back and envision what changes the goal is going to require me to make in my day, my week, my month, and my year. So what is it actually going to take for me to learn to play the guitar? Then I consider these things and I rate them on a scale of 1 to 5. What's my time commitment? Let's just say my monetary commitment, my emotional commitment. So on a scale of 1 to 5, how achievable is this going to be to me? As you rate your goal in these categories, it's important that you do not minimize the commitments. If I am rating potential goals and anything falls as a 4 or above on my scale, I know this may not be good for me. So if I decided that I wanted to run a marathon by spring and we're already in February, probably going to be a 4 on my scale. So let's talk about my guitar playing. 10 minutes a day, yep, I can commit to that. Get a guitar, check. My hubby, Doug, plays, and we have plenty of guitars for me to learn on, and he's happy to lend me one. Why a guitar? Well, because I think it's going to make me happy. It's something that I can do with my left brain, something that feels a little creative, and something that I just want to do. So, all ones, I have a new goal for the year. There is something really interesting that happens psychologically when we set goals. We build that goal up in our mind and often forget about the real day-to-day commitment that it will take to achieve it. And once we have set our sights on that goal, we cannot feasibly keep up with that commitment. We spiral into thoughts of self-worth and then self-doubt and our ability to achieve our goal. This is why goal setting and setting realistic goals is so significant. You do not set yourself up for failure this way. Be honest with yourself, no matter how hard it may be. Because of our entrepreneurial spirit, we all tend to be hard on ourselves. So when it comes to setting goals, we must master a realistic mindset. And remember that sometimes this is just a goal for us. We don't have to sell it. We don't have to be the best at it. We just have to set a goal that we can stick to. If you are new at setting personal goals, think about realistic goals as a small commitment that will equal big change. For instance, choosing to have some mini exercises to help you towards your larger goals. Back to the guitar for me, I started by just watching YouTube videos on how to play a guitar. I really knew what a guitar was, but I just didn't even know really what it was. How do you actually use it? Looking for instructors that I liked. I watched videos on just the basics of a guitar. What are the strings? What's a fret? Where do you put your fingers? Just all of that really basic things. Then I worked on pressing my fingers into the strings. Ouch! I have my fingertips are numb already. And then I committed to just 5 minutes a day. Yes, I have baby sissy fingers, but I am doing it 5 minutes a day. I'm building those little calluses, and it hurts a little less every day. These may not have been grandiose goals for me, learning the guitar, and no concerts in sight by any time soon, but it did get me started down the path to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or at least on my path to achieving my personal goal and finding balance in my personal and professional life. If you want to hear more about this topic, write your comments below and your questions, and don't forget to like us and follow us on any of the media sites out there. You can also reach out to us on our social pages or on our website at www.practiceresults.com. In my next episode, Draw, Don't Trace, we are going to be talking about the importance of originality when it comes to your goals. Until next time, happy coffee talk.